Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we have myself, Strapfax, John Lee, and we also have...
The Dominican Dream, baby. This is Papi Platano.
There he is. And we also have...
I am the Notorious One. I am Dom.
Boom. And we are here to discuss another fabulous June topic, a pay-per-view of the month, ECW One Night Stand 2005. So, Dom, let's get on with the show.
This show right here matters. Off the rip. It definitely matters. And it's for a mature audience only. Dante, you can watch it, buddy. All right. So the show kicks off. Sometimes. He drinks about the same much. He drinks about the same much as you, but all right.
Yeah, I drink a lot better.
All right, but the show kicks off from New York City in the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan. And the fans are loud and they are chanting ECW.
ECW, ECW, ECW.
And then we get the commentary team. We get the man, Joey Styles. He's coming out. He's emotional. Then he kicks off the show by saying, "Oh my God!"
That's what he says.
Yes, he does.
And his partner for the night is the hardcore legend who we just revisited on our show a few weeks ago, Mick Foley.
Bang, bang.
John's favorite wrestler.
Well,
according to the viewers of YouTube, they're favorite wrestler too.
All right, so our first match of the night, it's a throwback match. These two guys right here were tag team partners in Smoky Wrestling. They were known as the Thrill Seekers. Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Yeah, they were known as the Thrill Seekers. We have Lionheart's Chris Jericho, the man with so many gimmicks, taking on his former tag team partner, Lance Storm. And then they show a video package of how this match played out and who Lance Storm was, how he was down with the Impact players with him, Dawn Marie, our guy, Just Incredible, and Jason Knights. And guys, this was a hell of a match to kick off the show. What did you guys think about this?
I'll let John kick this off.
It was a fun little match, wasn't it? And we love kickoff matches. We love kickoff matches that are good. I mean, they're rarely bad. Isn't that right? But to do it with two absolute professionals, including a just retired Lance Storm, and as we kind of alluded to in a previous show, one of these spots was supposed to go to Chris Candido, Lance Storm's spot, right?
No, he was supposed to have Jericho's spot.
Candido versus Lance Storm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But as it came out, Jericho and Lance Storm also had tremendous history together, as Dom mentioned, and these two worked very well together. And, you know, I wasn't terribly familiar with ECW at the time, so getting a chance to hear a different version of Lance Storm's music, which I presume was the ECW music, the authentic music. This isn't the 2006 show, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, excellent match, and there's some Randy Dandy interference later on in the matchup, and a surprising person would go over in the match. But yeah, a lot of fun to kick off One Night Stand.
I definitely agree, man. I mean, Lance Storm is one of those guys, technically sound. He's basically like a Bret Hart, a hell of a technician. He's always going to put on a good match. Everything's solid. You can't see through his shit, man. He really is that dude. Unfortunately, his character wasn't what certain people would see as main event. Can I be serious for a minute? No. In all seriousness, this was a great match. You got Jericho, one of the GOATs, and obviously Lance Storm, another guy he trained with, and actually went to the dungeon with them together too. They're one of the last few guys that actually went in there and trained. So, like you said, incredible match, incredible just movement, and the interference was actually perfectly timed. So it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that, and there you go, Lance Storm with the win. What you match?
It was an awesome match, good technical match, and they were not trying to lay it in on each other. Pause. No diddy. No homo. Pride. Um, they were do all these, technical moves. There was like no punches thrown, but next it was bound to happen. And then we see Just Incredible come out of nowhere with the kendo stick. Bing! Cracks man over his head. Lance Storm with the win. Lance Storm celebrates with the Impact players, and that's a good way to kick off ECW One Night Stand.
Do you guys think it was the right choice with him at that time?
Yes.
Just wanted to double check.
Quick question, John. You said Lance Storm retired earlier in the year?
Yeah, around 2004, 2005, once his contract let up, he did not renew it to be a wrestler, and I think he was interested in becoming a trainer, which he already was dabbling in OVW. But he was still not too far removed from being an active competitor, so this was one of those post-retirement matches, and Lance Storm would also have another post-retirement match in Ring of Honor the next spring at Supercard of Honor in Chicago, Illinois, against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. So, yeah. So after watching this first match, what do you guys think about the crowd? Because they were on fire. They appreciate all the good stuff, and they didn't care for Jericho at this time because you see Jericho every week on TV.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I wish we were there at that point, or maybe like in the earlier days when the original ECW was there, because their crowds were always live, always gave them their all, and I've heard plenty of wrestlers say that with the crowd being as lively as it was easier to do certain matches where you're not just sitting on your hand and you're just, all right, we got to get these guys up. The crowd was just lit the whole night, so it just made the whole pay-per-view even better. So I enjoyed it. It was perfect. John?
Yes. And one more thing about Lance Storm, and I always enjoy this every time I see him. I love that rolling single leg crab. That shit was dope. Cause you never seen nothing like that. That was innovative right there.
You still don't see too many. I don't even think anybody does that at this point.
You don't see that.
Smart.
Well, what do you think? What's more devastating, a single leg crab or a Boston crab?
Of course, the Boston crab, but you don't see nobody do that.
Canadian crab.
No, I'm just saying. Like you have the why even bother with a single leg crab?
It's just just the presentation to it. Somebody do the damn rolling Boston crab, you do.
Not even the rolling one. Just like I'm just gonna grab this one leg.
Maybe more pressure on one body part so he can't escape. I mean, the way I would probably do that move is I'd lay my knee on the other leg so he can't move, and I'd wrench the leg I got. So if anybody hears this was a wrestler, steal it. I don't care. Just a thought.
Don't shoot on Platano.
Yeah, I don't know how to get out of it.
All right. So after this, we get Pitbull, Gary Wolf. He's backstage, and he's remembering all the fallen ECW wrestlers at this time. And Chris Candido was one of them because he passed away,
I think 3 weeks before?
Yeah, 3 weeks before this. It was pretty sad. Candido, the original Sheik, that's Sabu's uncle. Terry Bam Bam Gordy, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bigelow was dead he was dead at the time, yep.
Yeah. It was sad. Touching segment.
It was.
And all right. Well, this next match, it was exciting. I don't have a graphic for it, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. Guys, go watch the show. Our next match, we have Yoshihiro Tajiri, the Mikey Whipwreck, and the Sinister Minister taking on my man, Lil Guido, also known in the WWF WE, Nunzio, and taking on Super Crazy in a three-way dance. This is not your traditional triple threat match. Platano, tell them what a three-way dance consists of.
The three-way dance in ECW is once you eliminate one You pin, submit one person, they are eliminated from the match, and then it goes into a single one-on-one match. ECW rules.
Yes, exactly. This was a good showing. This was another good match. The first match maybe went like a little under 10 minutes. This match went about the same, and it was an entertaining match. And this was international rules. So they took him to the crowd, and it's super crazy doing that moonsault off the balcony. That shit was crazy. That shit was dope.
He was super crazy. Oh boy.
John, what do you think about that moonsault?
Man, this is the match that got super crazy a job with the WWE, and when he was still in shape and not chomping down on too many burritos. But I like Super Crazy. I still like Super Crazy a lot. As a matter of fact, I brought a sign to a Raw taping for Super Crazy, and he did point to it. So yeah,
Nice.
But yeah, no, this match was just. I mean, it was just kind of like copy and paste of something these three guys have already done many, many times, and it was just super exciting. Just the best stuff. Tajiri's one of the best in the world at what he does. Little Guido is just a fantastic wrestler. He really is. He's just small, and Super Crazy is the last ingredient in this international stew. But it's just incredible. Lit that crowd up as if they need to be lit up anymore. Purely fantastic. 2 for 2 so far on One Night Stand.
I gotta agree with you, man. The combination of Little Guido, Tajiri, and Super Crazy, different fighting styles. Where it's more of Little Guido's more of that ground and pound. You got Tajiri with the striking and little maneuvers, and then Super Crazy with the luchador stuff, which is more my style that I actually like. Man, you couldn't have built a better match. Yeah, it's like a copy and paste, like you said. We've seen something similar to this before, but for a new fan, when you get all these three styles and they all mesh the way they do, it's gonna bring in more people. So I hate to say it, man. AEW steal from it. I don't give a shit. You want to bring in a different crowd that's not watching? Fuck it, steal from it. You got to
for somebody.
Hey, everybody steals from everybody. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, they had a thing going on with Hijo del Vikingo.
I think he's hurt right now.
Hey, is he hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt. He had to drop the AAA Mega Championship.
It's crazy. I was going through TikTok and I was watching a video of him and
yeah, he was
I forgot what match it was, but yeah,
Commander.
I don't know. I know I did like a reaction after it was on Dynamite. I think maybe him and Kenny. I want to say.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think yeah.
Was still the AAA champion at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vikingo and Bandito, who was should be back any time now. Guys like that were really impressive. I mean, they had a match recently on Dynamite. It was the Blackpool Combat Club versus 4 members from CMLL. Hey man, I don't watch that group. I don't know anything about them. I know Volador Jr. was one of them, but that match did not have the same effect as this 3-way dance did in One Night Stand.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy this match? Did it matter?
It definitely mattered.
Yes, it does. All right. So after this, we get some video package showing some more of the ECW memories from back in the day. Our next match was another classic, another banger. We have Psicosis. If you guys remember him from WCW, Psicosis had the big mask with the big hair. Well, he threw that shit. Yeah, with the bull horns. He took the mask off. That was the first time everybody seen Psicosis' face, and he went against Rey Mysterio.
Have his mask taken off at WCW?
Nah, they didn't want too many more.
Wow.
They didn't want any more ugly luchadors. So
stop it.
He kept the mask on. But
who are you to doubt El Dandy?
I know.
So I believe after this showing right here, he got a job with WWE, and that's how the Mexicals formed. Super Crazy, Psicosis, and Juventud. Am I correct, John?
They got a job immediately with WWE because the I believe, because the Mexicals were a part of the Great American Bash for the Smackdown brand, and they were making a tear on the scene initially in their lawnmower attire and coming out on lawnmowers. Yeah, because if you're not, we're not Mexican, we're Mexicool. But
That was stupid.
Psicosis took off his mask very brazenly in the beginning of the match, and there were a couple of botches, a lot of botches, and so much where the fans are saying, "Put your mask on." And as for the King El Rey Mysterio, kind of like I remember this at the time, like why wasn't the reaction for Rey Mysterio, an absolute legend today, didn't get the best reaction back then. I mean, his entrance, sure, but during the match, they turned on both guys. And it was because perhaps Rey Mysterio, as small as a detail as it was, I'm not even sure if I believe it or not, but, Rey's coming out to his, coming out as the WWE Rey Mysterio. I mean, with the music and the attire, at least Jericho still using the WWF music. At the least, he came out dressed as Lionheart ECW Chris Jericho, where Rey Mysterio, he did not learn this lesson until the next ECW One Night Stand, where he came out in a more authentic ECW attire. But he was wearing his slap jeans, his Jenko jeans, and what have you. But anyway, it was a decent enough showing that, like we said, Psicosis would get hired into WWE after this match.
Well, one thing, right quick. The ECW fans, they didn't care for the WWE guys. They didn't care for Jericho.
No.
So that's why Jericho didn't have a reaction. That's why Ray didn't have a reaction. All right, it was cool to see Juventud, but like you said, there's too many botches and whatnot. And Ray did get the win with the 619 and the West Coast pop. And yeah,
WWE moves.
Yep.
Yep. Back when he was doing those moves and had no name.
Oh, but Stone Cold, give it to me. Oh. WWE fans.
All right, Kurt
yeah,
Angle.
shit.
Stone Cold was different, man. He's just
Uh-huh.
yeah.
All right, so after this, we get Kurt Angle and JBL with the anti-ECW Crusaders, the Smackdown brand popping in, and Kurt Angle's talking shit. The fans
He
is
sure is.
The fans is chanting the Kurt Angle, "You suck dick, you suck dick, you suck dick," and then Kurt's response is, "I learned from your mother."
Almost, Dom.
That's what he said.
We've covered this before.
Or your mother taught me, something like that.
Your mother taught me how. So
Yep.
what?
Yeah, Kurt, come on.
I like little boys. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Then JBL, he started talking shit, saying his name was the headline, the Madison Square Garden right down the road. He's the marquee and blah, blah, blah. Well, after this, we get the whole effing show. We get Rob Van Dam and Fonzie, and the place goes nuts for RVD. Unfortunately, RVD, he can't wrestle at this time because my man is injured with a knee injury. He's mad because he missed. Whose wedding did he miss? Booker T's wedding?
Yep.
He missed Booker T's wedding, and he can't wrestle this show. It was his idea. And long story short, RVD, he went to the man, Vince McMahon, to get the show happening because they just came out with the Rise and Fall ECW DVD, and the sales was through the roof.
Yep.
This is how we got this reunion show right here. It was because of this guy right here. And, RVD, he's the old school RVD, not this one word phrase and talking about whatever or it's just cool. Nah, he went to the heart right there and he brought it back and the fans went nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell in that promo it was all authentic and real, but also he was very frustrated because the creative that's the problem, I guess, from this point until recent that we found out that a lot of these guys weren't given the chance to, do their own promos. It was, here's the script and that's what you got to do. Figure it out. I mean, yeah, you got guys like John Cena and like the top guys that can get a script and like, I'll figure it out and do it my own way. But there were certain wrestlers who they just didn't trust that. They were like, this is what you got to say word for word, and that's it. It's like, come on. You're not going to get over if you're telling me I got to do it a certain way. I get it. He didn't need more Stone Cold or Rocks, guys just being above the company, but that's not how you create stars. not everybody's a. I'm sorry. Yeah, even though he says he's a superstar, to me, not everybody is a superstar. They're
Now,
just wrestlers,
are you talking about ECW or WWE wrestlers?
WWE wrestlers.
Okay. You know,
ECW man, Paul, that mind man, that is a brilliant mind. He knew how to get the best out of everybody, even if the guy from the freaking back row, he knew how to make him go 100% for him. So if anybody had a freaking company and wanted to start from fresh, I'd ask Paul Heyman, hey, what do you need? What can I give you? And where do we go in 6 months? Because he said he just needs 6 months and he'll take you where you need to go. If I was any company, it doesn't matter where you're from, TNA, EW, WWE, just give him the books, man. He doesn't fail. He does not fail. John.
I don't fail either. And Rob Van Dam would not fail because in 1 year's time, he will succeed. He will go all the way, but that's next year's show. But RVD cut that passionate promo. This is the RVD, damn it, that I've wanted. Oh, God, all these Vinceisms. But yeah, of course, all these wrestlers are capable of it. Some will do better than others. But yeah, this is the passion that they want out of Rob Van Dam. Jesus, they're not even... He was hot in 02. He was still hot in 03. Mega hot in 01. In 04, he just came out with a DVD, got hurt, and then they didn't promote the DVD because he wasn't around. Sad times. But no, this segment will lead to another segment with the Rookie Monster. What a name, huh? Do you think it's a good name for old Rhyno? Old Shiny Tops Rhyno? But we can move on to the next segment after this RVD promo.
Hold on, before we continue on with this promo, do you guys feel the need for Raw and SmackDown heels to be in the crowd, or is it just to bring more heat and get the ECW crowd more hyped up?
That crowd didn't need to be hyped up. They were so rowdy as it is. Something about ECW, man. It brings the best and the worst out of everybody. They really are a rowdy crowd, especially in the Hammerstein Ballroom. From what I've seen so many years, you don't need any more heat. You already have it. You're just basically just having a bonfire now.
All right, I'm just curious. I feel like they didn't need to be there, but there was a payoff at the end of the show, but we'll get to that later.
Yep.
So, all right. So we see Rhyno coming out of nowhere, and he gores. RVD. Next to him, the light goes out, and then we see Sabu. Now we get an impromptu match, and these guys is raising hell. They doing the damn thing. Sabu, he was a wild guy, man. I used to enjoy playing with Sabu in ECW Hardcore Revolution for N64. That was my shit.
That dude was crazy.
All of them are Arabian facebuster, Arabian guillotine, Arabian suplex, all that shit. Everybody had a name that involved them. Tazplex.
Hey.
Fucking Taz Mission.
How you get over? Get yourself over in every move.
Except for in WCW.
That's different.
Some guys can't hack it.
Hey.
We'll talk about him later too.
Terrible.
But the finish of the match, we see RVD interfering with his bum knee. He drop kicks a chair into Rhyno. Then he puts Rhino's face on the table, and we get an Arabian guillotine. What that's a leg drop?
Arabian facebuster.
Sure. And Sabu gets the win.
Yeah, that match was all over the place. It was crazy. Granted, it was impromptu, but when you got a match with Sabu, and I think even Joey Styles says in ECW, there's no rules. I'm like, I thought there were rules at one point, but I guess there wasn't. It was a lot of a lot of high flying. Like I said, he really is insane. He really is homicidal, suicidal. Yak.
It was funny because Fonzie is walking back to the arena or back to the entrance with
Oh, you saw
Sabu.
that?
Sabu just like pushed him, like,
Yeah. I thought he was
Go
pushing a
ahead.
random fan.
go help him. Whatever he was saying.
Oh, he was trying to go help out RVD, right?
Yeah.
It just shows he sees that his boy is really hurt, so he's not worried about his spotlight. He just said, "Take care of the guy."
Vince is probably like, God damn it, what the hell are you doing drop kicking with that chair? Need you back.
Not this year.
When did he come back from this, John? RVD, that is.
RVD, well, it's tough to say. But he did come back in time for WrestleMania, so he could win the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cash it in to face Mr. You Can't See Him for the June pay-per-view. And he did it like a man. He announced when he was going to cash it in. Damian Priest.
John's still feeling some type of way about that.
Yes, apparently my new favorite wrestler is either Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre. Man, you can just feel it, man. You can be caught in the feels. But yeah, I thought it was really funny that Rhyno, I mean, this is what Rhyno did at the time, but, he just got fired from the WWE that spring. He's
fired?
back. He's back. Yeah,
he got fired?
I think it's part of Black Friday.
Well, yeah.
Or whatever they call it.
What didn't help is that he was at WrestleMania allegedly arguing with his wife publicly during a big weekend for the promotion. And frown upon that. You're not a big star right now, so you're disposable. So bye-bye Rhyno, but we need you back for One Night Stand.
Goddamn, pal. You can't argue with your wife?
You could slap her, Dana White. That's what you could do.
Well, you can do what the fuck you want.
Oh, Lord. All right, so after this, coming down Coleman Street, we get the Raw Crusaders coming in with Eric Bischoff.
The Raw Crusaders. Oh, jeez.
Which is Edge, Christian, Tom Cole, William Regal, the coach. Yeah.
Hey, guys, hide your wives. Edge is here.
Sylvain Grenier.
Oh, my God.
The best of the best.
Yeah, but our next match is probably one of my favorite matches. And we watched the match of them guys. I don't remember which show, one WCW show, but we get the Rabbit Wolverine, Chris Benoit, taking on his best friend, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, Eddie Guerrero. Man. Woo. No, I enjoyed that match.
That was intense.
John, so what was it? Was it Fall Brawl? Was it Fall Brawl 99 we watched? Maybe that was the show with these guys. You said, okay, maybe this wasn't the best one, or
I think it was Armageddon 03.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they just had a match. I was like, or 02. It's like, what? I don't remember this.
Yeah, and I know it was lackluster. So
yeah, it's
this is pretty good.
Right. No, this one was good. It was intense, but it was a weird booking decision because, Chris Benoit is Chris Benoit. He's at the time he was still always a top contender, headliner in the WWF. And Eddie Guerrero was in the midst, like a gorilla, in the midst of a big heel push, and he can ill afford a loss, but he did to Chris Benoit. And I think they had a couple, these two guys, legendary nitpickers. So there's something happened in the match that they were not happy with. They were both disappointed in each other. They were both probably in the worst health as you can imagine at that time, which would manifest itself, as we all would know, later that year and years to come. These two, it was an intense battle, and it was hard hitting and all that stuff, but it is absolutely sad to watch. Very sad to watch considering what we know. And Eddie Guerrero he was playing the heel character. He was just starting it, but he looked tired, man. He just looked tired, and he didn't want to be there. But but he did get a little cut on his nose, and he was stuck in the crossface, and that's how the match went out. He submitted to the cripple the crossface, but yeah, it was a hard hitting matchup, very intense, but very sad. Spectre over it more than anything else.
Yeah.
This is the first time these two guys wrestle inside the ECW ring.
Yeah, it's crazy thinking about it. They've been wrestling the world against each other, and that's the first time in an ECW ring that they wrestled. It's crazy. And then, like you said, John, it's sad knowing what would come to pass in the future on both guys. It's one Hall of Famer and one, God forbid, well, God forgive him, could have been a Hall of Famer if he didn't do what he did, man. It's sad. It really is. But the match itself was excellent for me. It was intense. It had its moments. Like you said, Eddie was just getting into that heel role, and he was starting to get into it really well. It's just because you can, like you said, you could tell Eddie really did not want to be there for some reason. Just whatever it was going on in his life. He just was like, fuck it.
I hope he was in character. I really do. But I don't think he was.
Yeah, those guys, from what they've been notoriously known for, they are perfectionists, and if anything goes wrong in that ring, they take it to heart. It's like, it's not ballet. We fuck up every now and then. You guys still top guys, but I get it. All right, Dom.
Yeah, it was a good ass technical match. Like you said, Eddie seemed like he was out of it, but it's just sad to know that 5 months from now, Eddie's gone.
I know.
Maybe we should take a different approach on the It Doesn't Matter podcast, and let's just stick to the facts. Let's stick to the matches. Let's take all the emotion out of it. But then what would pro wrestling be, guys? Huh, audience? What would that be? We need to talk about all aspects. We're not ignoring things. If we ignore something, we don't bring something up, it's because we forgot and we're old.
That's right.
So we got to bring it up. We got to bring it up and talk about it. Talk about the uncomfortable things. But so that's what this match reminds us of. And that's what we talked about. But if you just want to talk about the match, hard-hitting, brutal match. So if you like that style,
check it out. Check it out.
Well, yeah, just one more thing. Like, when you bring about the emotions, I was just watching the Ironclad and finished it, but I'm watching it with my girl Nikki, and she's watching like the scene where I think it's Carrie or David going against either Harley or something, and she's like, this is a movie, and she's like, oh my god, this is so intense. Like, she's so into it. It's the psychology, the emotion. It's the things that bring us in. It's what keeps us as wrestling fans. Without it, we're just watching two guys pretend to fight each other. But it's the emotions and the acting that these guys have. That's what just in.
I feel like you've been watching that movie for like 2 weeks now.
Man, it's a busy freaking couple weeks.
The title of the movie to the Iron Clawing. Anyways.
I thought you were going to say that you watched the part when the brother died.
Not yet. I got another hour left.
Exactly. It's a shoot, brother.
It is. It's so far though. It's a good movie though.
It is real good movie. All right, so Eddie taps out to the crossface, and after this we see, well, it is I, the quintessential stud muffin, Joel. I need a job. Gertner. Joel Gertner went to the Raw Crusaders balcony, and he asked this man for a job. And Eric Bischoff spit his beer out and laughed and threw the beer in this man's face. Oh, man.
Jeez.
That's crazy. I never think you would see Joel Gertner, be down his luck asking for a job.
Please. You're disgusting. Get away from me.
I could bring you coffee.
I mean, Steve Corino would do the same thing almost, right? When he was retired and was a Ring of Honor commentator,
I don't call that. It doesn't matter. All right, so this next match, I definitely enjoyed as well. It's a rivalry right here. We have Mike Awesome taking on Masato Tanaka. Ooh.
Don't timestamp that photo.
Yes.
That's a throwback photo. That's all I can find right now.
Yes, of
I can
course.
see that.
Look at the hair. Look at the hair.
I don't even think it's in the same country.
All right, but guys, Joey Styles is pissed off that Mike Awesome took the ECW title and what is it, $250 check or something like that to go to WCW.
You think he
Was it
just showed up
250
in
or
NXT or
250,000?
something?
250,000.
250,000. Okay, went to WCW. Man, he went to WCW.
Oh, I
But-
would do it.
Gotta
So,
pay the bills, Nova.
To become the Fat Chick Thriller.
Hey, fat chicks need love too.
Yes. All right, but Joey Styles' comments in this match towards Mike Awesome, it was kind of tough because Mike Awesome went for a suicide dive, and Joey Styles said it's a shame that he didn't succeed. And come to find out, he died because of suicide. He hung himself.
That's sad.
Based off this comment.
Probably.
Did he really have like that kind of hatred towards Mike Awesome because of that?
I mean, he's
Or was
a
it
turncoat.
just all?
I think it's just a word.
Well, my man just left. You know, you just left. You the champ. You just gonna up and leave. That's why they had to have Taz and who was it? Taz and Mike Awesome come back, and Taz won the title while he was in WWE after he.
I think it was Taz, Mike Awesome, and somebody else. It was like a triple threat match.
It was just them two. It was just Mike Awesome and Taz. Taz won the title, and then Taz dropped the title to
Sabu.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, it was Tommy.
And then Tommy Dreamer lost it to Just Incredible.
Why do I feel like I remember Taz and somebody else in a triple threat for some reason, and they eliminated Mike Awesome.
I think Taz won the title from Mike Awesome, and then they knew Taz couldn't keep it either, so they just had three of them in a match, and that's the one Tommy Dreamer won. It didn't happen in the same night. Taz at least had a 1 week run with the ECW title on TV, where Triple H beat him on SmackDown. Lovely moment. But yeah, it wasn't all on the same night. There was a couple weeks of this nonsense was going on. So
okay, I knew it. Everything just fell close to each other.
yeah,
And
Guys, what do you think about this match?
it's great.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was brutal, as they would say. in
Tanaka, he was eating them chair shots, man. Man took 3 chair shots like nothing to the head.
That's crazy. Knowing what we knew now about concussions, man, no way. No freaking way. How many tables? I should have counted how many tables were broken and how many chairs were just smashed over this dude's head.
I don't know, but yo, that awesome bomb off the top rope through a table. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The one where he did it again, but the table was already broken. I'm like, you could have just killed this guy if that freaking metal piece went right through him. I'm sorry. I love professional wrestling, but that was stupid. To protect your guy, man. Really, like, protect your guy. That is fucking dangerous.
And the
That's one
crazy
thing I wouldn't do.
bad.
It's all good, but I'm just saying, like, that's one thing I would not do. Like, bro, you're about to damn near kill me. Fuck you. There's one thing with it has a little bit of, but either way, it's gonna break. You have no control over it, but it's already broken, and you have that metal piece hanging up already. Oh boy, that's enough for me.
And the crazy thing is, JBL was impressed with this match. You see him in the box. Like,
Yeah.
he's excited to watch this joint. But after this, what happened to Mike Awesome? How come, was he signed to WWE for like a brief period of time?
Wasn't he part of the Invasion for a little bit?
Yeah, he was not a part of the WWE at the time, so he was wrestling in Japan. So they did bring both these guys back from Japan for this matchup. Yeah, I mean, he not too much to say. He didn't get hired back or anything like that. I don't think he wanted to be hired back. But it was just a nice one-off showing for both these guys doing the match, kind of like that the three-way dance. Something you've seen before, and they just did it again. It truly was an ECW revival show. It was designed to be a one-night stand. They weren't supposed to bring this back, and but that's why it's remembered fondly. We're not even through the whole show yet, but trust us, it's a show that it's one of the best wrestling pay-per-views of all time.
Yes.
So, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
That's why this show, it matters.
Yeah.
Check it out. Definitely check it out. If you guys have never seen this show, check this show out.
Dante.
Yeah.
Dante's seen it.
Dante.
He wanted us to discuss it, so yeah, we definitely seen it. All right, so after this, we get the man behind ECW. We have Paul Heyman. He comes down the ring with his Hall of Fame gear on, with the hat, the cell phone, the trench coat, and he's happy to see everybody. And like Abel said earlier, hide your wives. Edge is in the building.
It's like
He said, I got 2 words for you, Matt freaking Hardy.
It's 3 words.
Well, that's what he said.
But I watched this segment so many times over and over again. It's just so weird. Like some random dude is running out of the entrance, and everyone looks like, oh, it's nobody. And then El Jefe comes walking out. It's like, oh shit, here's the man.
Joey Styles announced the guy who came out, whatever, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that was Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was nice to see Heyman, and
He got emotional too. He was like,
oh yeah,
I'm not crying. I the fat one with RVD in the back.
trying to get that man fired.
Oh man. Oh jeez.
All right, well, main event time. We have them damn Dudleys, Bubba Ray and Devon bringing back the tie-dye, and they taking on the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer. And guys, woo! What a main event.
Yes.
What a main event. A violent main event. Platinum, what do you think about this match right here?
Throwback to serious nostalgia for ECW fans, especially guys like around our age who were watching. You brought the Dudleys, you got Sandman, Tommy Dreamer. I watching it on Peacock because it's like that's not the entrance that you hear. I think John said it before. It's the old Metallica enter the Sandman, and that crowd was rocking. The Sandman's probably got like one of, if not the greatest entrance of all time with the way he is with the crowd. Anytime you hear the Enter the Sandman, it's just crazy. You can't control it. But yeah, back to the match. It was the style. Oh yeah, the BWO came out for a little bit too for a quick interference.
Yes, sir.
But there was a lot of things that if you watch from back in the day, it was very nostalgic. The Dudleys with their 3D, Tommy doing a tribute to Terry Funk, the ladder. Oh my God, this dude, the flaming tables. It brought you back to your childhood, or at least when you watched ECW from the late 90s, and it was the perfect main event. And the right guys went over, in my opinion. Tommy didn't need it. Sandman didn't need the win. They're over regardless. What you think, John?
He's trying to revive Tommy Dreamer. Give me a beer. Everyone got a beer. What the fuck are you talking about? So stupid. Everyone got a beer. What a terrible father. What a terrible everything. So terrible friend.
Oh, Dom, that's the new one. Take a swig.
Fucking Sandman. Life's a bitch. Named Mary one.
I've been there before. Now I'm divorced.
It doesn't matter relationship podcast.
Oh,
The hell's on his face?
sweat.
Uh-huh.
He's like, God damn, pal. I already gave you a beer.
But you hear things that Stone Cold stole the Sandman's gimmick, but the Sandman is calling for that beer, and out comes the bionic redneck wearing a T-shirt that Joey Styles is not going to call attention to. But yeah,
That was an XFL jersey.
Yeah, it was. It was a killer. We already covered it. It was a killer match. Definitely matters. Definitely going out of your way to check out. Had a lot of great moments. But this is the closing segment of the pay-per-view and the show, and to revive Mr. Dreamer Boy, the well-to-do, well-off Tommy Dreamer, according to Mr. Barry Horowitz, or was it Just Incredible? Excuse me. And then here comes Stone Cold, and he's talking shit about the WWE superstars. I'm like, man, you is one. You are the number one is one of all time, bro. And he has gets Eric Bischoff down there, and I'll let Dom go with the play-by-play if you got that.
No, I don't. Got you.
All right, great. So they get Eric Bischoff down there, and Stone Cold calls for all the wrestlers to do various maneuvers to him. He's like, "Hey, Rey Mysterio, you got a 619 for me?" And this is not Rey's crowd, man. So he does the 619 to Eric Bischoff, and it's like, woo. And of course they had the face off, ECW versus the Raw Radicals. What were their names? The Raw Alliance,
the Crusaders,
the Raw Renegades, the Raw Crusaders, and they're at a standoff like West Side Story, like the earlier that year, that 2005 Royal Rumble, West Side Story. Here they are side by side, including that bald bastard Kurt Angle. And what do you hear? You hear something, the sweet sounds of Kiss. That here comes that war machine. The one-man crime spree. Taz. Old school Taz. F the world Taz. And he comes out because he's fat. And he's sweating. He's got a towel on his head. And he comes to fight Kurt Angle and gets him out in the aisle, and there they go. And JBL knocks out the Blue Meanie in a shoot, and a bunch of crap like that. Yeah.
It was a crazy time. It was a fun ending, and a lot of these guys you would see afterwards in the WWE.
Yeah,
we still see Taz was still there, RVD was still there, Tommy Dreamer, he was still lingering around. If he wasn't wrestling, he was definitely in the office. You had the Blue Mini, he was lingering around.
The BWO,
yeah.
Who else?
Stevie Richards.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, duh, they brought back ECW.
Yeah,
they did.
Time from
when that happened? Was that 2005 or 2006? After the second One Night Stand.
The WW ECW would begin in after One Night Stand 2006.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and that's a whole different show. Next year we'll cover.
Maybe
We'll see. John Cena.
John Lee.
That's it. But I said it before, this show matters. It's a must-watch show. Definitely check it out.
Definitely.
What would you grade it out of 10?
You gotta break. I don't want to say break your own scale, but you gotta give them out sometimes. You can't just hold on to them. And so I gave it a 10 because it's just such an amazing show. I remember everything about it. Mostly. If you're testing me, you'll follow the pay-per-view along with our review of it and see what matches up and what lines up. But yeah, everything worked. Everything clicked. I mean, we may have thoughts and suggestions on certain things, but you wouldn't take anything out. I mean, there were reasons why Raven wasn't there because he was in TNA. Shane Douglas wasn't there. He's in TNA. there's reasons for why not everyone was there. Plain and simple. It's called life. So they did the best they could, and there was a great show, a great product. Now, like I said, we talk about next year's show, different story, entirely different story. But this was supposed to be a one night ECW revival show to show the world what these guys could still do, that they never got respect. The only guy that got respect was RVD,
Yeah.
you know, and the Dudleys, you know, and let's show some respect. Let's, you know, ECW did make money. Maybe not at the time they existed, but that DVD sure cooked.
I bought it.
I mean, I bought it. I watched it. I loved it. I remember eating Cheetos during it. I remember the DVD music menu screen was Matt Morgan's theme song. Okay. And I remember selling it, and somehow I got it back. Somehow I acquired it again. I don't know how that happened, but I got it once again. And yeah, it was a great selling DVD, and it set the course for a lot of things in WWE. And yeah, I give it 10.
Gotta agree with you, brother. That's a 10, man. It's one of those shows that you can rewatch. You can watch with just about anybody. Some spots I watching with my stepson, I was like, "Hey, you got the room. You don't need to see this shit." But it was a great show. Like you said, rewatchable. Matches mattered. They all made sense for what they were doing for that pay-per-view. So it gets a yes.
That's next week.
I know.
But yes, the show is a 10. And I think every single match was under 10 minutes. So it was right to the point. It's hard hitting, drama, excitement, everything you need for a good, a good match. And for your ECW fans, the OG fans, a lot of these matches had stories from back in the day, and they just played out to now. So it was a good reunion show. These guys, they were legit, brothers and sisters, and they put their life on the line for us.
Yeah,
that's why we're reviewing them. That's why it was so good.
It's really good.
That's why it's Paul Heyman's creation, and that's why he was so passionate about this company. He was so passionate about this brand, and when McMahon put his hand on it, and then just went downhill from there. So
McMahon is never going to allow something that he didn't create to succeed, no matter what anyone tells you. If it wasn't from his mind, it doesn't make sense to him.
Damn right. Need to put him on Who Killed WCW. Is it him?
It wasn't him. WCW killed WCW. That's one thing we can all agree.
We'll be talking about that soon. The first episode just came out.
Ooh.
Officially
John,
on YouTube.
You learning, buddy?
Yeah, because I watched it last night.
Ooh, all right. We'll be talking about this shortly.
Who killed WC? Oh, that's next time.
I will be watching it.
Bret Hart said Goldberg.
Goldberg!
Well, speaking of WCW, our next show for next week, we're taking it back to 1997. It's the Great American Bash, like John said earlier. Was it on camera, off camera? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. A July show that took place in June. Great American Bash 1997, and the main event is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And this match right here elevated our man, Diamond Dallas Page, when he went against the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. But for the WCW Tag Team titles, we're going to see the outsiders of Hall and Nash taking on Ric Flair and Roddy Piper.
What?
Yeah, I know. Just seeing that makes me think of Taboo Tuesday with all the legends in the ring.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Hey, they won that one, okay?
That's right.
We're going to see Kevin Green taking on Steve Mongo McMichael.
That'll put butts in.
I was about to just say that too.
1 year in the making, guys. 1 year in the making.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord, this right here is this next match I'm about to announce. I think I got the wrong winner. We got Chris Benoit and Meng in a death match.
Ouch.
Oh Lord.
So foul.
Hey,
Ouch.
10 years in the making. We also get Glacier taking on Wrath. We got Conan taking on Hugh Morris. We got Harlem Heat, Booker T, and Stevie Ray taking on the Steiner brothers. You know, I would like that match. And we have the Ultimo Dragon taking on Psicosis.
For the cruiserweight title?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
But we do have a women's title match. It's title versus career. And that is Akira Hakuto.
So,
Akira, yeah.
I don't know, with Sonny Ono.
Ogata
Yeah, sure. Versus
I think Deuce loses that one.
Deucey
If
Lucy.
I remember.
First of all, I didn't know WWE had a women's title.
They made it just for her, even though they really weren't like many women wrestlers like they would do now.
I remember they advertised women's title matches, but you never seen them with like a physical belt.
No, not at least not. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. But One Night Stand matters, DDP and Macho Man matters, and we matter.
We definitely matter.
That's it. Abel, close us out.
Well, you heard it from the producer. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Commissioner Gordon is calling. The bat goes out. Gotta go. Papi Platano, the Strap Facts, John, the Notorious One, the It Doesn't Matter podcast, and I will defend Gotham. Boom.
See you next week.